Why are algebraic properties important for basic algebra? Imagine trying to solve a puzzle without knowing the rules. It would be confusing and frustrating, right? Well, algebraic properties are like the rules of the game in algebra. They tell us how numbers and variables work together. Without these rules, it would be hard to simplify expressions or solve equations. Think of algebra as a language, and these properties are the grammar that keeps everything clear and consistent. Let's start with the commutative property. This property says that when you add or multiply numbers, the order doesn't change the answer. For example, 2 plus 3 is the same as 3 plus 2. Or, 4 times 5 is the same as 5 times 4. This helps us rearrange things to make calculations easier. Next is the associative property. It tells us that when adding or multiplying, it doesn't matter how we group the numbers. For example, if we add, it's like saying that 3 plus 2 plus 5 is the same as 3 plus 2 plus 5. This makes it easier to handle long expressions. Then there is the distributive property. This one connects multiplication and addition. It says that if you multiply a number by a sum, it's the same as multiplying each part separately and then adding. For example, 3 times 2 plus 4 is the same as 3 times 2 plus 3 times 4. This property is super helpful when expanding expressions or solving equations. Moving on, the identity property involves special numbers called identity elements. When you add 0 to any number, it stays the same. When you multiply any number by 1, it stays the same too. Recognizing these helps simplify expressions and understand what 0 and 1 do in math. Lastly, the inverse property says every number has a partner that cancels it out. For addition, the partner is the negative number. For multiplication, it's the reciprocal. For example, 5 plus negative 5 equals 0. Or 3 times 1/3 equals 1. These inverse relationships are key for solving equations because they help us undo operations. All these properties are the building blocks of algebra. They give us a clear set of rules to work with. They help us simplify complicated expressions, solve equations, and see patterns. When you understand these properties, algebra becomes less confusing and more logical. They help you build confidence in working with numbers and variables. This foundation is important because it prepares you for more advanced topics like functions, inequalities, and even calculus. Mastering algebraic properties makes problem-solving smoother. They guide your steps and make sure you're applying the right operations in the right way. Think of them as your algebra toolkit. With these tools, you can approach any problem with confidence. They turn what seems complicated into manageable steps. So, knowing these properties is like having a secret code that unlocks the door to understanding algebra better. They are essential for anyone starting out because they make learning algebra straightforward and fun.